All right. The agent's going to be leading with Brune Hitty on the Outlaw Rogue, Zeepai on the Elemental Shaman, and Asgrath on the Paladin. And for Admiral's Esports, this has been their composition so far in this finals. Swapsy on that Moonkin has been looking really good. Blizzo on the Fury Warrior as well. So we'll see what they can get done here in game number one. It looks like full Hammer of Justice now onto Asgrath. We see a Cyclone on Brune Hitty, but it looks like he will be the main target. Zeepai's on the run, just making it so difficult for Blizzo to actually stay on target. But finally, target acquired, and that's going to be immediate blessing of the protection. At the same time, though, Next is getting absolutely destroyed, forced into the Divine Shield. Admiral's Esports makes the trade, but they're also getting cooldowns out of the way here for the agents. It's going to give him, obviously, a speed boost. He can't be snared, and he can line of sight Blizzo. Once Blizzo gets on target, though, this is when things get incredibly scary. That's going to be a blessing of protection onto Zeepai. Get those Slaughterhouse stacks off immediately, and allow him, once again, to get into that Ghost Wolf and just kite around the pillar as much as possible. And it's going to be really, really important. But the thing is, those Blessing of Protections are now gone. There's not one available for another minute. So if Blizzo picks up that steam, gets that momentum, can stay on target. At the same time, though, Blizzo needs to be very careful. His Cotton Hammer of Justice might just go down. Big heals coming in here from Next, and Swapsy saving the day. Blizzo holds on, but that was a great push there by the agents, really catching Blizzo off guard. Yep, nicely done there in order to survive, but dampening getting crazy at this point. 46% dampening. That's a permanent sharpened blade on the entire team. Zeepai right now is going to fade from that Astral Shift. He is very susceptible to going down. Asgrath doing what he can to keep him alive. A very beautiful defensive line coming in from Brune Hitty as well, but it gets caught into the bash, and Blizzo was there. Blessing Protection saves the day once again. Just endless Blessing Protections coming in, but if that gets purged off or dispelled or falls, Brune Hitty's going to be in a lot of trouble. Blizzo continuing to make a push, but he needs to be careful. He's got no trinket. All three members of the agents are rotting down. Asgrath cannot save the day, and that is going to be it. Admiral's Esports takes a good game number one. That was
Yeah, and still Incarnation is activated for Mercy, but he gets caught up in the Shockwave. Big damage here onto Mercy. Blessing of Protection. Blizzo actually reflecting the Cyclone right there onto Mercy. Beautifully done there. And Zeepai also sitting through a Cyclone. Full Repentance connects onto Asgrath. He's going to bubble out of that one. Now Hammer of Justice connects onto Next here as Asgrath tries to get something back to get a full Cyclone out of that. And Swapsy is dropping quite low here, but once again, he has the Renewal available. He has the Frenzied Regen. He'll be able to stay alive with that Moonkin self-healing, dampening at 26%, so the self-healing will be getting weaker and weaker as the game progresses. Next now pushing in for the kill here. No trinket on Asgrath. He just used his sacrifice, and Next gonna have a Hammer of Justice with Asgrath's name on it. No, he goes for the Repentance. Full Repentance connects here. Big pressure, but Blizzo's dropping quite low as well, and they managed to get a Reflect there on the Cyclone. Once again, Blizzo doing some MVP plays, gets dispelled there out of that Hex, and now here comes more damage onto Mercy. How are they gonna respond right now? Next has a Bubble, and Asgrath does not. No trinket as well onto Asgrath. They need to get Blizzo out of the way from Mercy. They do manage to connect with Cyclone. Mercy now trying to get another Cyclone here onto Blizzo, trying to buy a little bit of space. Asgrath sitting through crowd control right now, and Mercy dropping lower and lower. Nice Hex there onto Blizzo. They knock him around the corner as well. Mercy just doing what he can here to try to get around the corner. Meanwhile, Zeepai on a solo mission trying to blast Next there in the back line, but looks like Next is going to be able to stay alive, and once again it's going to be Swapsy under pressure. Both of these healers feeling the heat right now at 31% dampening. By Blizzo, nice Thunderstorm, another Reflect on the Cyclone by Blizzo, leaps over, but a full Cyclone will connect, and Mercy will be topped off here with that big heal from Asgrath. And now Next, what is he going to do? He needs to sit down for a drink potentially, but he's not going to be able to find it. He's going to keep Blizzo on target. Blizzo charges in. He might have charged too deep though. Gets caught up in a DR Cyclone there. Stay by Life is going to proc here for Blizzo. Frenzied Regen is active as well for Blizzo. Once again connecting with the Stormbolt. Big damage. Asgrath sitting down for just a sip, but not able to find it. The Orbital Strike is connecting here onto Mercy. Swapsy smells blood in the water. Double Shockwave connects. Bubble immediately from Asgrath, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Mercy so low, but he catches the Blessing of Protection. Asgrath working miracles, and now they're turning it back on to Blizzo, man.
Yeah, Blizzo has to keep going, keep on pushing. He's so low on health, but he needs to be unafraid at this time. Chase down Mercy and get the damage rolling. Next, completely tapped on mana and might just fall. He has the Divine Shield. He's behind the pillar doing what he can to live, but there is nothing left. He's working on fumes. Renewal comes in from Swapsy. Next sitting down for a drink. This is such a scary moment here for Admiral's Esports. The agents, can they do it? They just need one more win, and this is going to be the Innervate Tears Deliverance. They might be able to stay alive. Blizzo's caught into a Hammer of Justice next gets lightning capped away. Beautifully done there by Zeepai. Oh my goodness, that was such an MVP play. Managed to get the static field totem onto next and throw him away. He sat down for a drink. He got the innervate, he got the Tears of Deliverance, but Zeepai completely shut him down with that ability. He was not able to get there. That was a really clutch play there by Zeepai.
But right now, Jamie dropping down to 50% HP here. Next, spamming out the flash of lights there in the back line. Zeepai actually himself taking a lot of damage as well. Asgraf channeling out the Tears Deliverance, manages to get it off. Zeepai is blasting out here. Big damage on both of these shamans. Zeepai will trade the Astral Shift, and Jamie also just did trade his Astral Shift, so Jamie could be in a lot of trouble here. Jamie getting blasted, 10% HP. So much damage coming out. Jamie will activate the burrow here. Zeepai at full health right now. Asgraf pushing in. He's got the wings ready to go. Next has the Divine Shield, going for the Flash of Lights. He gets pummeled here by Asgraf. Beautiful interrupt, and Jamie might just die in that interrupt. Mercy blasting off. There's the lightning lasso. So much damage. Low cyclone coming in here onto Jamie. How is next going to keep him alive? Full hex onto Swapsy. Big damn recyclone connects. They get the winch here onto next, but he's spamming out the heals. Jamie is actually able to stay alive. No way. The gateway coming through for Jamie, but still getting blasted. Lightning lasso coming out here in the nick of time, and I think Jamie will be able to stay alive next. Working some miracles right there, but a little bit unfortunate there on the recyclone. We're gonna see it potentially on a replay there a little bit later. Zeepai not getting value of the Earth Shock, but it doesn't matter. Jamie gets absolutely blasted, and the agents are gonna win the swing match with Asgraf having 0 mana left.
Oh no, this is a disaster for Admiral's Esports. They came in with their map pick, with their composition pick, and they lost, and that gives the agents the advantage. If we do go to a game 5, this is a very crucial game. Shield the agents in a prime position to win this match and eliminate Admiral's Esports. Admiral Esports are going to have to make a power play here and try to force some cooldown overlaps. Let's see if they have the burst damage. They have the crowd control to actually get it done. Swapsy now in a bash. Immediate blessing of protection. They do not want to mess around. They do not want to allow the agents to get any more momentum. Right now, the agents, they are on the back foot. Admiral's Esports is looking good. At the same time, though, Swapsy is getting absolutely blasted here by Zeepai. This is so back and forth here, Zico. It's such a stressful type of matchup.
Oh, what a nice knock there by Zeepai. Goes for the lightning lasso there onto Swapsy, but hey, they do manage to shut it down there. Jamie is there, ready with the winch here. And now Jamie with a double knock here onto Asgraf and Zeepai, knocking them out into the clutches of Swapsy. Next pushing in, finds the Hammer of Justice onto Asgraf. He's going to bubble out of that one. Mana's not looking good for Asgraf. Man, Mana actually slightly in a lead here for next. Sacrifice will connect here for next, but not a lot of cooldowns left on either side. That Divine Shield really was the final cooldown that both of these paladins had. And now all of a sudden, it's going to be all about the damage, all about the pressure. Mercy with the Incarnation active. Zeepai pushing back to the pillar here. He has the Astral Shift on the side of Jamie. Zeepai still 42 seconds remaining here. Jamie pushing in, feeling confident with that Astral Shift, but it might be a bit of a throw here. Jamie getting a little bit too aggressive there, maybe. Mercy, though, behind enemy lines right now, looking for the bash onto next, looking for the Cyclones onto next. He gets rebuked there, and all of a sudden, Mercy needs to be very, very careful here. Swapsy going for the Cyclones onto Zeepai, gets Cyclone by Mercy. Mercy blasting off right now onto Jamie, and Jamie still holding on to that Astral Shift, does not want to be using it too early, trying to hold on to it for the perfect moment, because that is likely going to be his final defensive cooldown of this game. So deep into dampening right now. Mercy once again in a full Cyclone. Swapsy looking to take control next, working with Fumes. Asgraf, same thing for him. Mercy dropping very, very low. Zeepai as well. The Admiral Esports are pushing in for the win, but Swapsy not feeling super confident here as well. Going to catch a couple of heals here from next. Jamie on one side, Swapsy on one side gets Hammer of Justice, and once again, they are going to be repositioning on the side of the agents, looking for those heals, looking for that recovery, but they need to find that pressure. Still 38 seconds remaining here for that Incarnation, and Swapsy is actually going to have his in 30 seconds, so a little bit of a lead right there. Zeepai almost going down there, though.
It's so stressful for both of these paladins. 60% dampening at this point in the game. Admiral's Esports, they have to hold on. They need to win this game to stay alive. Jamie really pushing forward here, trying to get the damage rolling onto Zeepai and Mercy. Next Mana is looking good, though. He was able to recover a little bit. He's ahead of Asgraf at this point in the game. Swapsy, though, at 50% health. And if you take too much burst damage at this point in the game, there is no recovering And like you said, Swapsy, he has that orbital strike available. He can put out a lot of pressure here in a moment. He just needs to pick that moment, get a Cyclone out, and just go for it. Here it is, Bash on Mercy. The damage is incoming here for Swapsy, but he gets caught into a Hammer of Justice. He may have overextended behind the pillar. Both of these Moonkins could fall. We could see a cross kill. The Cyclone lands here by Mercy, who's desperately trying to stay alive. Swapsy wants to close out the game, but he's in a Cyclone, and now he is getting attacked here by Zeepai. He's in a lot of trouble. Asgrath rotting down. He does not have the healing, and Admiral's Esports, they do it at 66% dampening. They stay alive. They go into the mirror match, and they tie up this series.
Even a little bit at this point is massive, and Asgrath right now is getting out-managed here by Next. You're going to need to find some pressure. Asgrath sitting through a full Hammer of Justice into a full Repentance. Crowd control comes through, and he's going to have to trinket that. Jamie, though, getting blasted right now. Super low HP. Going to activate the Burrow here to buy his healer a little bit of time here, but Next also getting swapped to. Next helping himself up there with the wings, but Jamie's still not out of the woods yet. Half HP at the pillar. Finally does catch a couple of heals, and look at Asgrath immediately here, looking for the drinks here behind the pillar, and Swapsy is going to be able to chase him down there as well. Tears to Deliverance coming out, full bash onto Asgrath. They're looking to take down Mercy. They're looking to take down Zeepai. They don't find the follow-up Cyclone there onto Asgrath, though. He actually will use his Divine Shield there, and he did find the follow-up Cyclone, and they forced out major defensives. Admiral Esports are smelling blood in the water, and they're looking to take this down here. So far, it's looking good for them. 44% dampening. None of these healers are going to be able to drink. Next with a decent mana lead here as well, and I think they can do it. Demonic Tyrant, though, is out. It's free casting, and it is free casting onto Jamie. 1 bolt, 2 bolts, big damage, but finally they do manage to connect with the Cyclone there onto the Tyrant by Swapsy. He's going to recycle it as well there for good measure. Root beams it as well. Swapsy really investing a lot there to shut down that Tyrant, but it is deep into dampening. Zeepai getting absolutely blasted here. The Burrow comes through for Zeepai. Jamie's all over him, though. He might just go down here. Asgrath was sitting up for a drink, though, that Zeepai did buy him a little bit of time with the Burrow, and now all of a sudden the agents have a little bit of a mana lead, but it's not looking good in terms of cooldowns.
It is so back and forth, and this is the point of no return. Swapsy getting aggressive with the orbital strike, getting the damage rolling here for his team, but Asgrath managing to top off everybody at the same time, though. Swapsy is taking quite a bit of damage. Zeepai just trying to reposition, trying to pull away. Mercy gets caught into the Cyclone. Zeepai going for a little bit of a defensive lightning lasso here, just trying to slow down the offense here from Admiral's Esports. We were almost at that point of no return. 50% dampening. It is a permanent sharpened blade on everybody. These Paladins are going to have to put in work, and it becomes a game of doing the most damage you can while avoiding as much damage as possible. And Zeepai just cannot avoid the damage. Or shock lands by Jamie. Zeepai holds on by a thread, but is it going to be enough? Healing Surge comes in. Admiral's Esports, they want to close it out, and they do. They battle it back here on match point, and they earn their spot in the finals.
Unbelievable amount of pressure. Jamie turns it on in the final game, manages to out DPS Zeepai in this one.